2v2 time France versus Morocco. We got Zen ExoTiiK against Nass Drali. Let's get stuck into it. Best of 5. And while we're getting this one underway, shout out to Rocket League Chris for the 30-month prime. He says he'll be in Dusseldorf for Worlds as well, but it's the best time to ask for a picture, or is that not something that works with your event schedule? Either way, aside from first ever Rocket League, based on the ticket sales, expect an atmosphere to be electric. I also expect the atmosphere to be electric, and that's probably a good thing for me to just briefly mention. I don't know my my casting times yet. I don't know my schedule yet, so I can't really tell. I can't really give too much advance notice about when I'll be available to meet all of you guys who are there, to take pictures with anyone. But I do try and make myself available. I try and walk around between matches when I'm not working. The unfortunate thing is that I can't really, like, unless Psionics set up like an official meet and greet area for casters, which hasn't ever happened before, as far as I'm aware, I can't really tweet out where I'm at, because if I tell you guys where I'm at and enough people show up, then the security will kick us all out of the venue, because that's a fire hazard. So I don't tend to tweet my location when I'm at a Rocket League event with thousands of other Rocket League fans. So yeah, you're pretty much just gonna have to like keep an eye out for that kind of thing. The best idea, actually, I don't know if this will even be possible, but if you can spot where the casters are working after the casts are finished, that's usually a good time to say hi to the casters when they're done casting a series. I know that is sometimes restricted to the people who are actually sitting in that section, but yeah, that's a good way to catch us. Good match base, thanks to the 7-month prime, also 3-month tier 1 from Newpart. Welcome back to you. Shout out to everybody subbing on these streams. I've not been able to stream all that much recently, so yeah, apologies for that. I've been doing a ton of traveling for events, and that's not going to stop. Actually, tomorrow I'm leaving for a week to go on my first, in a long time, holiday that is not work related. So I'm going to be going away for a week with my girlfriend to our home country, Bulgaria. And then when I'm back, I've got a couple of days, I think 4 days, I'm going to be streaming before leaving for Dusseldorf, Germany. So I'm pretty much never home these days, pretty much just never here. But I am trying to grind the streams, get the show matches in when I am here, and that's what we're doing right now. ExoTiiK just got a very easy goal here. What on earth happened? Is that just the classic close cheat? It was. It was the classic close cheat by the French players. They love to do that. How's Bulgarian food? I love it. I'm a big fan. Definitely better than UK food. Definitely better than American food. That's like saying something's colder than the sun. Ping check. Well, everybody will have home server ping except Drali. He's in Morocco, so he tends to get 60-70 ping. That's the 72 ping server for him. Is Zen gonna flip here? Not quite. Or if he did, he decided not to use one. It's been quite a comfortable early game for Zen and ExoTiiK. Now, Zen's played 2v2s on my stream recently with Alpha, with Radosin, but he did make a special request to play with ExoTiiK, because these guys have got a ton of synergy. They played a lot of 2v2 tournaments together in the past. In fact, if I remember correctly, the DreamHack Boost Cup 2v2 tournament was won by this pairing, Zen and ExoTiiK. That was, I think, between RLCS Season X and the 2021-22 season. So these guys go way, way back. They've been playing twos together for years. And yeah, Zen wanted to, I think his exact words, I'm just going to tell you guys precisely what he told me. He said, get me and ExoTiiK a 2v2 match, we won't lose to anyone. So they're pretty confident. So far they're not losing. Zen apologizing here for leaving ExoTiiK alone in defense. I'm sure that won't be happening all that much. Freddy Bushboy, thanks for the 19-month prime. Thanks for the 30-month prime, Foxpal as well. Appreciate you guys. They've just been really, really dominant with the kickoffs in this match. Zen and ExoTiiK again combine. It's a close cheat that kind of went Drali's way, but Zen just played the 50, then has the open net after the fact. In a 2v2 style, would you put Moroccan players more towards the French meta or the MENA meta? I think stylistically they're more similar to French players. I think all of Europe's kind of quite similar to the French players, and then the KSA players are very unique with how they play 2v2. Nass and Drali are the two-thirds of the Moroccan high-level Rocket League, well, RLCS level Rocket League population, I should say. There's probably a lot of other high-level players in Morocco, but yeah, Nass, Drali, Itachi, the three most well-known Moroccan players. Honestly, I'd love to see them play together, even in just a show match or a small community tournament. It's always cool to see the nationalities coming together, showing what they can do. Yeah, Zen ExoTiiK's tough to beat, though. This is definitely a really good combination. ExoTiiK's always been, I think, underrated. Even now, I still think he's underrated. His entire career. He actually qualified for RLCS Season 10, had it actually have happened. But that was when the format changed from league play to the open format. So going into what would have been Season 10, his team Solary actually had to play the open format, and they didn't actually do that well. It was ExoTiiK, Carrion, and Melashisu at the time. They didn't have the best results, but I was still very impressed with ExoTiiK for the most part at the time that they were failing to get results in RLCS. And yeah, ever since then, I was always waiting for this guy to get into a good team. Eventually, it happened. We saw him at the World Championship last season with Semper, where he really popped off. That's what Drali managed to do here. Really nicely done. Mind gaming ExoTiiK in the near post. They're starting to claw this one back, Morocco. And this kickoff will go their way. Drali demoing Zen. It's a brief 2v1. Now Drali top ins, easy as you like. He actually dropped it closer to the bottom of the goal. But that demo on Zen really left ExoTiiK in a rough spot. 5 all. This is not the opening game that the French power couple were hoping for. Drali mind games ExoTiiK. 50s it straight into Zen, who's strong enough to block it. Drali really does look like he's back in his best form. He was a player who burst onto the scene when he was just 13 years old, putting his name in the conversation for best in the world of 1v1 before taking a pretty extended break into the run-up to becoming old enough to playing RLCS. Great pass there from ExoTiiK. Zen hits the bar though. Now ExoTiiK's all alone in defense. And Nass wanted to offload that to Drali. Instead, he's going to play it again himself. ExoTiiK and Zen both on the back wall. Double reset for Zen. Triple reset, maybe. Indeed, but nothing Morocco can't handle. In fact, a bit of a team bump here has Nass accelerating into position. Zen takes him out of the game. Nass will play it into the ground for overtime. Yeah, this is the World Cup semi-final rematch. Morocco looking to get their revenge on France. I'm sure this would more than make up for the World Cup loss. That's going to be a tough shot to save, but Nass does exactly that. Nass, another player, I think it's just a matter of time before he ends up on a team that works well with him. He needs to obviously put work in to make that a reality. Drali intercepting ExoTiiK's attempt to clear. ExoTiiK up quickly now, but doesn't want to waste too much boost. In fact, leaves it for Zen. So these guys are probably in comms, but with the synergy from years and years of playing together, I wouldn't be surprised if that was just knowledge of each other. That was a phenomenal save there by Zen. Drali with the 1v2 attempted play. He's looking like a monster with his mechanics, forcing Zen to make an awkward save as Drali attempted to air dribble bump, but that's going to be the breakaway. Zen collects the 50-50 from ExoTiiK, and it goes into the back of the net. ExoTiiK is just so good at this, deflecting 50-50s exactly towards his teammate. For some players, they call it luck, but when ExoTiiK pulls it off every single game, I'm thinking it might be intentional. 1-0, France had a 5-2 lead, I think it was. Had to fight off the comeback. Impressive stuff by Nass and Drali, though. I like this combination. Drali, a really, really dangerous player in 1v2 scenarios, just like Zen. And then Nass, just like ExoTiiK, a more solid player who's always going to be in position to fill in the blanks. I mean, both these teams actually mirror each other quite closely, with Drali and Zen being the mechanical players and Nass and ExoTiiK being the brains. But don't get me wrong, you do need a lot of mechanics to just function in a lobby like this. ExoTiiK and Nass have got plenty. Yeah, they're not in voice. Zen actually clearing out there. They're not in voice. That was just knowledge playing together. ExoTiiK air dribbling the ball down to Zen with a mind game. Kind of mind game pass, if you will. Alright, well, it looks like we've got everybody back for game 2. Nass taking a quick break there. Yeah, Zen is currently ranked 1 in the world for 2v2. He's at the top of the leaderboard. He has a pretty big gap to second place, if I remember correctly, as well. And it looks like he's back from his short break after winning the Spring Major. Yeah, Itachi is Moroccan as well, so there you've got Nass, Drali, and Itachi. I think that would be a really cool 3v3 team to watch. Definitely would be an underdog team against more established nations like France, England, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, United States, even Spain, with all of their teams that have so much experience playing together. Netherlands, another good shout. Germany, Canada, even. Oh yeah, why not Australia? You know, I think in Australia a super team would do quite well. Yeah, Rocket League 3v3 World Cup would kind of pop off. That would be amazing to watch. I would love to see that. Those are the kind of events that I think make the most sense in the off-season. Just a complete switch up, a nice bit of variety from the usual teams, the usual formats. And not just the 3v3 World Cup, just any game mode World Cup would be awesome. Because I know 3v3 World Cup kind of makes it difficult for the smaller nations to compete, whereas if you do 2v2 or 1s, suddenly you've got far more options. Oh, nicely done. Drali goes 1v2 and opens the scoring in game 2. There's a pinch setup, pre-flip air dribble, and then a flip reset over ExoTiiK. He's got pretty much every play in the book there. We'd have to get CJ out of retirement. Is Australia that shocked? Do we need to get CJ out of retirement? I don't think it's that bad. I'd say Australia looked pretty good at the Spring Major. Sorry, Power looked the real deal. I think they gave Space Station a good series. They obviously beat Ground Zero. They took a couple games off Rule 1. Yeah, I reckon an Australian super team would be competitive. Not a favourite, but they'd be competitive for sure. Oh, it's very aggressive there by Nass, but plows right through the opposition. Then trying to save as much boost as he can here. 50s it through Drali. And pings it middle towards ExoTiiK, who decides not to go. I think wise decision there. Thoughts on the Worlds bracket? Vitality versus FaZe. Round 2 equals Rip FaZe. That's assuming Zen apologising here again for that touch there. That's the touch he's apologising for. He just centered the ball straight to Nass, and that made it pretty much impossible for ExoTiiK to get the save. Yeah, that's assuming FaZe can get through round 1. I mean, FaZe have not looked the best recently. Obviously, they've performed very well on LAN this season, finishing top 4 at the Fall Major, top 2 at the Winter Major. But the Spring Split was not the proudest display from FaZe, losing to Optic, losing to Furia, losing to Gen G. I can't remember if they lost to any of the other LAN teams, but yeah, not the best split for FaZe, that's for sure. So they're going to need to return to their earlier season form if they want to avoid any disasters. I think the main issue for FaZe is, aren't they going to be the 5th seed out of all the seeded teams? I'm pretty sure they're seed 5. Or are they seed 4? Wait, they might be seed 4. I'm trying to remember what NA2, because FaZe are NA2. Oh yeah, FaZe, did they lose to SSG as well? No, they beat SSG. They definitely beat them at least once. Much better game here for Morocco, meanwhile. Vitality are the 2nd seed coming out of Europe, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're seed 4? No, 3? It's actually so difficult to remember. I'm going to need to pull up the bracket because it's too hard to remember the exact seeding for the World Championship off the top of my head. If you have not yet seen the bracket for Worlds, the confirmed mini brackets for the double elimination stage, I've got Karmi Corp and BDS in the same segment. It's got Liquid and NIP in the same segment, Gen G and Rule 1 in the same segment, and then Vitality and FaZe in the same segment. But the reason I said that FaZe are not a guarantee to beat whoever they face coming out of the wildcard is because FaZe will play against, I've just checked it, so I couldn't remember off the top of my head. They're going to be playing against the seed 4 team coming out of the wildcard. That's the team that goes 3-1 in the wildcard. Now, if you're going 3-1 in a wildcard that's as stacked as this one is, you're probably a scary team. You know, you've got teams like Moist in there, You've got teams like G1 in there. They've beaten FaZe already this season. You've got teams like G2, Space Station, Falcons, Twisted Minds. There are a lot of very scary teams in this season's wildcard, so whoever's Seed 4 coming out of wildcard, complexity as well, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, it's stacked. It's very, very stacked. So I reckon Seed 4 is going to be a real good match for FaZe. A really good match. Oxygen as well, yep. They've been struggling in the spring split also. So have G1, it's worth mentioning. Yeah, Falcons no doubt will be very impressive. I'm sure they'll be on form. Twisted Minds look really good in MENA. I'm expecting to see a resurgence from teams like G1 and Oxygen. This last season coming into wildcard, EU obviously did very well. A great game here from Drali and Nass. 3-0. Convincing stuff, and if you combine that with the comeback that they had in game 1, they're looking very good in this matchup. RB Thurston, next to the 23-month prime, welcome back to the channel. Are there any other show matches today? Yeah, we're definitely going to have other show matches today. I want to get 1v1, possibly even another 2v2 after this. I believe that Stizzy is currently looking for a teammate so that he can try and jump in against the winner of this game. Well, the winner of this match, I should say. Important game 3 right now for Zen and ExoTiiK. They came into this extremely confident, not just because of their current form, but their historical experience playing together, like I mentioned earlier. It's getting tricky now. Nass and Drali, extremely high-rated players at the moment as well, and they've got some extremely good synergy, it would seem. Zen in the Fennec now, so he had a Octane game before, it didn't go so well, now he's in the Fennec. Straight away he's 50-50, the ball is the 50-50 car. That's not going to be too much of a bother for Drali and Nass, I'm sure. Good tracking here, Nass following Zen all the way to the back wall. Great boost management as well. He's got the patience, don't they, Morocco, as Drali 50s it towards Nass. Slot from Nass. Zen and ExoTiiK trying to grind their way through. It just isn't working. I mean, that's just a brilliant play by Drali. Completely surprising Zen. You don't think Zen's won a 2v2 show match on my stream? He has actually. Zen and Alpha did beat TRK and Naupo on my stream, so they have won a show match. I think after that they lost to Rise Monkey Moon. Then I think Zen and Radosin lost to Atomic and Dorito. But they did beat Naupo TRK, which is a really good result. Flame Tart, thanks to the 14-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. Nass going solo against Zen, and he puts it past him. 2-0. Nass and Drali throwing down the gauntlet against the French. Zen did not have enough boost there. You can see he's thinking about going for one more small pad. Turned earlier. No luck. Nass passed him with ease. The best Q898, thanks for the 4-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel. He asks, who do I think will be the top 8 teams in wildcard? Well, we're actually going to know who the wildcard matchups are going to be for round 1 this Wednesday. First Touch are going to be hosting the wildcard draft. If you're not familiar with that, what happens is that the 8 teams who are the highest seeded in the wildcard will be picking from the other 8 teams in the wildcard. The highest seed team, which I believe is Complexity, get to choose first. They're most likely going to choose one of the sub-Saharan African teams, or maybe Apex Gaming Gladiators. And then I expect the 2 next seeds to do likewise before the picks get a little bit more confusing. You've got OCE 1 and OCE 2, I believe, is an option. Is it actually OCE 2 might not be an option. They might both just be teams that get picks. But yeah, you've got Sam 2 is an option, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you got 2 MENA teams in there as well. Yeah, OCE is not an option. They're going to be drafting. But yeah, definitely tune in on First Touch this Wednesday if you want to know what the matchups are going to be. That's going to give us a much more clear idea of who's going to do well, who's going to struggle in the wildcard. But hey, before the draft, so pre-draft, I think that Complexity, Space Station are guaranteed to make it out. I think those two teams are just too good. They're not going to get... I don't see them losing in wildcard. I do think that Falcons and Twisted Minds from Middle East are going to make it through. I also think Moist are going to make it through. So that's 5 teams I expect to get through without too many issues. And then I reckon out of South America... Oh, good shot by Zen. What a finish. Finally able to put an end to the momentum of the Moroccans. Sealing double reset. And a bar down finish as well. Yeah, I'd go Complexity, SSG, Moist, Falcons, Twisted Minds as all 5 locks. I'll put in probably Crew as well. It's Crew are in the wildcard, so I think they're going to be one of the favorites to get out. And then you've also got G2, Oxygen, and... Oh, ExoTiiK, you got to score that. That is a big miss. That was an opportunity to really put the pressure on Drali and Nass. Yeah, you've got G2, G1, Oxygen. I've got to pick 2 of those teams probably. I'll say I think G2 will get out, and I also think G1 and Oxygen is tough. I think one of them is going to get out and one of them is going to struggle. It's really, I'm just randomly assuming that one of the EU teams is going to struggle. I'll go with Oxygen to get out. I think G1 are going to be the team that might struggle. Because wasn't there like some tweets from G1 like surprised that they'd qualified for Worlds? That's not a good indication. Like if we go off last season, teams that didn't think they were going to make it did not end up doing very well, namely from MENA. So yeah, that's the G1 situation right now. And our current situation in this match is that Zen and ExoTiiK are struggling. Drali Nass almost came back to win Game 1. They dominated Game 2, and now they're continuing to comfortably win Game 3 after a big miss from ExoTiiK. That could have cut the lead to 1. Beats it off thanks to the 2-month Prime. Helzar thanks to 23-month Prime. It's surely going to be one more. It is. Zen puts in the second goal. A nice bounce shot, making it awkward for the goalkeeper. Good positioning there by ExoTiiK. He just ran upfield ahead of the ball and prevented Nass's touch from going into the back corner. But ExoTiiK and Zen need something here. It looks like Zen's going left off the kickoff. ExoTiiK trying to get it towards him, but it only went into a pinching position. And Zen offloads to ExoTiiK, who's going to try and get it back out into the middle to the young mechanical player, which he does. Zen and ExoTiiK trying to do the impossible. They've actually been given a bit of a gift there. Drali could have grounded that, but he plays it up into the air instead. So it's still possible, but Zen's got absolutely no boost here. He's got to play this one perfectly. That's not perfect. It's too easy for Morocco to ground. And they are on double match point. Well, what a surprise this is. ExoTiiK's, I think, struggling today a little bit more than he usually does. He's usually just a pillar of consistency in 2v2, but yeah, that one miss really, I think, was a clear sign that he's not feeling comfortable in this lobby. Drali did 1,100 twos games. Wait, really? He's played that many twos games this season? That's kind of crazy if that's true. That's got to be more than the majority of pros. Is Morocco not allowed in RLCS? You're correct. Moroccan players do not play in RLCS if they live in Morocco, but Moroccan players can play in RLCS if they live in one of the RLCS eligible countries. Not gonna lie, I don't actually know why that is. I'm not sure what the reason is, but yeah, there's various countries that can't play for reasons. I sometimes do get messages from players, from people in countries that are not eligible to play in RLCS, and they ask what's the way to become eligible, and my answer is always the same: I don't actually know, because yeah, that's not my decision, not something I'm at all involved in. But yeah, if Morocco were in RLCS, they would play in the MENA region, because Middle East, or MENA stands for Middle East North Africa, and Morocco is in North Africa. So must-win game for Zen and ExoTiiK here. ExoTiiK's looking Very fancy in his golden octane, but the gameplays look less than spectacular from him today. Nowhere near his best. Not good enough to beat the very impressive Nass Drali. I've mentioned in other recent videos and other recent show matches that I've had featuring Drali that he is going to be in Europe next season. I've heard that he's going to be moving to France, so Drali going to be playing in EU or LCS if he can find himself a team. And, you know, looking at how he's played in show matches, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get offers. You know, it might sound crazy to say, but you know, it just the form he's in, the form he's in show matches has me thinking he's probably doing similar things in ranked. And if he's doing similar things in ranked, that's going to catch the eye of all the top teams who are thinking about switching a player. Drali with a massive lob backboard play there, but it's easily dealt with by Zen. Nass looking very mechanical in this matchup as well. Both look extremely comfortable on the ball. Too easy. Demo there from Nass. Takes ExoTiiK out of the game, and they're going to follow that up with some aggression. ExoTiiK guides the ball safely across the box. Solid defense by Drali against Zen. Had the faster recovery as well, so that denied Zen the boost steal that he was looking for. No boost here really for Nass to play with. He's going to look to put the ball behind his opponents. Drali dives to try and catch Zen unawares. Zen saw it coming, but they're still in a bit of bother here. And a demo in the pack wall from Nass. Well, that was something Zen didn't see coming. And Drali takes ExoTiiK out of the game as well. Now here he goes with the air dribble. No flip reset on that play. ExoTiiK takes it all the way into the orange end. Creativity from Nass, though. A bit of a gap between Zen and ExoTiiK, but luckily Zen is quick enough to take the ball away, and he doubles it in immediately. Well, that was blink and you miss it kind of play. Zen saw an opening. You know, for a lot of players that would be so dangerous to try and chip it over your opponent at that range. But he did put it past Nass. That was not what Drali was expecting. Double tap at blistering pace at the near post. And Drali going to answer in kind, though. That was a fast aerial. But that was not the bounce that France were looking for. And Zen thought he had time to go to the back corner there. He let go of his boost as well. Drali up quickly, snipes the bottom corner. ExoTiiK wins the race to the mid boost. That's Nass, who's starved as a result. ExoTiiK with an important touch onto Drali there to deny him any entry into the France end. And here comes Zen. Nass pre-jumping in front of him. He's used all of his boosts to do that. He has not taken Zen out of the game, but he's sticking around though. Gets a boost steal for his trouble. ExoTiiK leaves it for Zen, even though it may have been unintentional based on the way that he flipped at that. ExoTiiK into the middle. Immediately intercepted by the Moroccans once again. Drali's centre ball double. It defended well by ExoTiiK, who's got a breakaway here. No reset yet. That's about to change, but the pull shot save has ExoTiiK dropping it okay in the quick chat. Now Drali with the air dribble from distance. Lob with a reset. ExoTiiK's back. And that's a demo from Zen onto Nass. Drali rushing back into position. Looks like Nass is spawned on the far side. ExoTiiK forced him onto the back wall, but he dodged the demo and blocks the centre ball again. France, one goal away from sending us to game 5. Physical plays have been key. Now Drali down the line. Nass hits it towards him. Drali brings Nass back into the play. It's a reset double off the ceiling for Nass. Pre-flips, doubles in middle. You've got to be joking. What a play by Nass. Oh my goodness. Flip reset ceiling double, then a backboard double to center the ball. He had Zen and ExoTiiK completely confused. That might be the first time I've ever seen that sequence of plays used. And what a time to pull it out. 2-1, Morocco about to win 3 straight games. Can France get the goal back? They weren't able to do it in the last game on 0 seconds. This is a reasonable start for them. ExoTiiK's got 1 beat. Zen can keep this up. Great positioning by Nass to send them right back to the halfway line. Drali surely going to ground this. No, defended well by ExoTiiK. He got the back corner boost as well. Now here comes Zen. He gets a favorable 50, and ExoTiiK does have boost for the time being. This is still pretty tricky, but surely now, no, not yet, as it goes into the air again. ExoTiiK has to play ball there, which he does. Well, you know, they can't really complain about how they played this. France are making a Herculean effort to keep this in the air. Morocco have boost. They've got a chance again to ground it. Said they just have to try and play it into a safe position. ExoTiiK double tap middle. It's Zen with the air dribble catch. Flip reset. Tries to bump. ExoTiiK's there for it, but he can't get under the ball. GG's. Nass and Drali take down France after a pretty long 0-second attempt there by France. I mean, they did so well to keep that up, but Morocco were equal to them the whole way. They never took themselves out of the game. They didn't go for any risky wins at the end there. And at the end of the day, they absolutely deserved that. GG's. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. France overrated? I mean, I would say no. I think France is probably not overrated. You thought Zen said they wouldn't lose? You know, he's just a confident young man. I respect it. I have a lot of respect for it, but nah, that pass from Nass at the end of this game was completely insane. Like, how are you supposed to see that coming? That was absolutely ridiculous. We need to take a look at that from everybody's POV, because that just did not, yeah, it did not have any chance of being read. It's right here. It's a flip reset, ceiling double tap, backboard double tap, followed up with, well, the center ball, of course. So Nass to Drali, Drali back to Nass, flip reset into the ceiling, pre-flip, double tap off the backboard to center it. And yeah, you could just tell Zen and ExoTiiK did not see that one coming. Like, this is Zen trying to defend a potential shot, and then suddenly it's a double tap. He's thinking, right, let me just get goal side. Never mind, it's in my net. Yeah, this is just not at all what they were expecting. I mean, when Nass plays that touch there, and then that touch, like, guaranteed that's the final touch ExoTiiK thought that Nass was going to get. So when he doubled it, ExoTiiK's like, oh my goodness, I'm out of position. Yeah, he's probably thinking that that's going to be it, and then he's going to turn and dribble the ball downfield. He realizes to his harder, he's actually double tapping it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, ExoTiiK could have played that one more safely. He could have been in the net and had a chance to stop Drali, but Drali's coming in with full boost here, so yeah, ExoTiiK would have to be quick to clear this. I think he could have, yeah, if he was in the net, he would have cleared it, but incredible stuff from Nass. Really, really hard to see that one coming.